Hello, Robots in Disguise fans. Welcome back to the AFTERBUZZ TV Robots in Disguise After Show. We are looking at Season 4, Episode 23, Sick as a Bot. So let's rev up and roll out.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Easy. Being green.
I think it's super easy to be green. I, as the green lion on a completely different show, disagree. Being green is so difficult.
Okay, I agree with you on that.
Might be
I
nicer.
thought this was clever. So.
No, I mean, yeah.
And I'm in green, kind of?
Yeah, there's green
lightish
sprinkles.
teal.
There's green sprinkles on those donuts.
I meant the dress itself.
Oh, never mind.
Kermit's adorable. Kermit's adorable. Isn't he so cute?
So much green in this episode between
What?
being ill and having our actual green bots, which, God bless, this was so much fun. What?
Oh.
Oh.
I was like, what's happening?
We're getting notes from the engineer, and I'm getting real confused by everything. Hello, welcome back. We are the AFTERBUZZ TV Robots in Disguise After Show. We are looking at Season 4, Episode 23, Sick as a Bot. We're having a grand old time already. With me, I have Alexis, the Wrecker Torres.
Hey everybody, you guys can find me all over social media at atorres890.
Megan Salinas.
Hey guys, you can tweet at me at the Menguin, that's TheMenguin.
And I'm Katie Cullen. You can follow me all over the social medias at Kiaxet, that is Kiaxet. We have a hashtag, ABTVRID. We have a live chat if you guys are watching live. I can see a few of you in there already. Hello. So if you got fun things to say, if you have questions, comments, photoshops, whatever, put them in the hashtag, put them in the live chat. You may well get a shout out. Today's episode was really silly, but I really enjoyed it.
Can I just say that I'm so happy that I'm sitting next to the Wrecker
Yes.
when we finally have a Wrecker on the show. Yay! It's so nice.
I loved that we had our Bing Green bots as the only ones left in commission. It's just like, yep, nope, I'm enjoying this.
Not gonna lie,
I'm so
when
worried.
Bulkhead, it's jumping ahead, but when Bulkhead said, we have to come up with a plan, I went, oh no.
Oh yeah, I know. I was like, who are you? But also, okay.
I'm like, that sounds good. Is there anyone who can help with that?
You know, he's just sitting there going, what would Optimus do? What would Optimus do? What would Optimus do?
I really want him to
Plan.
have a bracelet. This is what would Optimus do.
WWOT.
Yeah.
What would Robot Jesus?
This too. But yeah, I was worried when he was like, we have to come up with a plan, because in my head I was going, Bulkhead. Bulkhead.
Honey.
Don't kid yourself.
You just look at the screen and you're like,
Aw,
that's cute.
you guys.
That's cute.
Well, he's had a little more experience than Grimlock, so it's like,
I mean,
all
true.
right.
Well,
True.
come on. You know that the extent of a Bulkhead plan would be group up and hit it till it dies.
I mean, that's usually my plan, so that's why I'm the Wrecker.
I'm gonna wreck
Yeah,
it.
I know,
It's
every
not
time.
a bad plan.
Just not in this scenario, I feel.
Yep, nope, God bless this episode. And I mean, I feel like we have to have really big stakes. They could die. And I'm like, it always just kind of felt like the stakes were kind of pasted on.
Just a
But
little
I
bit.
still enjoyed it a lot.
The only thing I'm really bummed out about is that, like, Bulkhead, when he initially is introduced, is like, should I come back? This seems like a bad time for me to be here.
Should I maybe not breathe right now?
I know, it was kind of like that, like, oh, everyone's sick in the office. I think I'm gonna, you know what? I just
Yeah, that's like, it is essentially swinging by an old coworker's current office, being like, hey, buddy, and realizing everyone in the office has the flu.
and you're like-
you're just like, oh.
I could just come back. You don't need me.
It's fine.
Everything's fine.
We can postpone the meeting. The boss isn't here yet anyway.
Yeah, oh god.
Surprise!
Gross.
I came by to surprise.
I should have brought orange juice instead of coffee. What's going on here? But it was kind of interesting too, because as a person who is not like a huge ginormous fan of Transformers, because I was introduced to it late, that I wasn't sure if our very, very interesting villain or baddie of the day was someone that has been introduced in past Transformer
Not that I
universe.
know of.
Okay, I was just like, I feel like I've seen her somewhere, but I might have been crazy.
It
also,
had a very similar one early on, because
Okay.
they
And
were
they
talking
mentioned
about
him.
Yeah.
And he was voiced by Tom Kenny.
Thank you. Okay, that's what I was getting
What's
confused
that
with.
Tom Kenny bot?
Yes,
Yeah.
one of many.
Yeah. But when they said that, when I started to hear it sounded like a female voice, I was like, okay, wait, now I'm just confused.
I did really like, and I should have looked at the credits to see who does
I
the
didn't
voice.
see who that was.
But
It
I
was
liked-
Constance.
Was it
I
Constance?
thought
Of
so.
course, yeah.
I thought that was the
makes
case
sense.
because they did something very similar also in season 1
With the Crow.
With the Crow, where voiced
Yeah.
by Constance Zimmer, shiny.
We have a female bot with like 4 lines. Hey, Constance, are you free?
Hey, Constance,
Just
get
stay in
over
the
here.
booth for another 5 minutes.
But like I mean, even though there wasn't a ton to her, I really liked this bot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, female vampire bot? I am in.
Who just straight up absorbed a bioweapon like, you can't have it, it's mine.
Yeah, and then now can use it whenever the heck she wants. Like, that's awesome.
Well, I love that, like, we're basically getting a vampire episode right before Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's fantastic. And the opening shot of the episode is like classic horror movie. Ha!
Yeah.
Like, reach up over the cliff. I did love it though because like I actually kind of felt bad for her when they kind of lay out her situation where, you know, she was catapulted from the crash, went into stasis so that she, like, being low on energy reserves, went into stasis and then only woke up so that she could get energy before she died. Like, I was immediately like, oh, poor baby.
But I love it the way that they worded it. You would never know that, like, as a child. You're just like, oh, okay, so she's on low battery and she needs to recharge. But in our heads as adults, we're like, oh my god, that's really dark.
She woke up so she won't die.
I don't really have a lot of sympathy for her, though, because she's also a living bioweapon with no compunctions about using it. So,
I mean, true. But also, as Decepticons, we're like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like, Quillfire has his natural defenses as well. I
these
mean,
weren't natural for her.
I mean, true.
She absorbed that weapon, so.
Still think it's cool.
It's
Tomato,
still-
tomato.
It's still a
Tomato,
natural
potato.
ability that she has.
Yes, correct. It was. I don't know, and I also liked her design. I thought her design was super
So
cool.
cool.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Katie, why don't you like us Decepticons?
Get out.
It hurts.
Get
it
out.
hurts. It hurts. We just want to subjugate all of humanity. Come on.
I know, just a little
We're
bit.
pals. We just want a world that we can
Oh no, don't.
See, this is when I start missing my speedster.
Oh, sorry, you're outnumbered.
But I also love.
But not outmatched.
Oh, them fighting words.
We're not doing
They
this.
are.
Anyway.
Speaking of fighting, these guys seem like they're fighting different variations of colds, I've noticed, because we only had Fix-It, who was just having apparently the stomach flu the entire time. And then everybody else was going through, what was it, aches? So, like, body aches, fever, extreme fever to the point where they could have technically just melted?
Yeah.
Anybody else was just like, okay, a little much.
Well, I
Cybertronian
mean,
flu
extreme
is
fever
not to
will
be-
fry your brain.
I mean, it makes
so
sense.
That's not.
Yeah, it's not too far off. Okay, that makes sense.
Cybertronian flu is not to be trifled with, apparently.
And then just,
Well, I mean, but actual influenza, really bad cases will fry your brain.
yeah.
So that's why high fevers are so dang dangerous.
And this was actually a nice callback to an early episode of Prime where they basically said that the Decepticons were messing with bioweapons and, like, essentially created a Cybertronian plague.
Yeah, they
That's
engineered a
horrifying.
plague, and also Toxin was a thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just like, what were you guys doing?
I will say though, like
No
last
comment.
week, I was like, Underbite's my spirit animal right now because I totally feel you, and I got a case of the hiccups too. So like, I was totally feeling Underbite last week. This week, I totally feel B because like when I get sick, I'm like, I'm fine. Everything's cool.
Yeah.
As I hack up along and go after about a month of that, go. Maybe I should stay home.
And maybe
I should see
Go
a
to
doctor.
the doctor.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm definitely strong arm in the situation where I'm just like, I'm fine, but also because they're like, Alexis, you're also delirious. I need you to sit down. I'm like, no, I'm gonna go fight crime. In your underwear? That's what they do. I can do it too.
Gonna give a ticket to the ice cream.
Yeah. Have you ever had the worst flu of your life and had an ice cream truck just circling around? Yeah. I would also give him several tickets.
They're like,
there's
on
an
what
ice-
authority?
My authority, I'm sick.
Justice.
There's an ice cream truck outside of my work that every single day when I'm leaving, turkey in the straw.
Oh, God.
Turkey in the straw.
Things of my nightmares. If you don't know what that song is, just look it up and good luck. But yes.
You've heard this song more than once. It's been parodied in many a cartoon.
Correct.
You know it even if you don't know the name.
Yeah. Oh, God. Ice cream trucks.
I know it because I hear it in my nightmares.
Yeah, no, for real.
For those 5 minutes when I'm waiting to make a left-hand turn onto a 6-lane street.
You hear it in the dark recesses of your mind.
Oh, God, it'd be the worst.
And it's terrible audio quality too. So
I mean,
it's like,
most of them are, though. Like, that's why I think they're creepy sometimes, when the ones that are, like, kind of broken. So it's just like, and I'm like, stop.
I have friends who used to live in a very bad neighborhood, and their ice cream truck didn't have a song. It was just high-pitched beeping. So
like a ship or a submarine?
Like sonar. So they called it the crack truck because they were pretty sure it was not selling ice cream.
I
Totally
agree.
off topic, but what you guys are describing sounds like an episode of the No Sleep podcast. Like just this ice cream truck that doesn't make normal noises. That I'm pretty sure there's an episode.
No,
of
I think I
that.
actually know exactly what ice cream truck you're talking about because it usually only came at night.
Oh,
Sorry, children!
Do
Anyway,
not
back to the
trust
episode.
ice cream trucks after dark.
Anyway, we're talking about Transformers, are
always
we?
go with your parents.
Yeah, you should also not go by yourself, period.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah, no
So,
kidding.
Transformers?
Transformers. Okay.
I just sideswipe. Sideswipe is every man cold I've ever seen
Oh
in
yeah,
my life.
my husband is definitely sideswipe.
I'm so
Why is someone paying
achy.
attention to me? Love me? I'm in pain. I'm like, oh my god,
You
it's been 5
cured
minutes.
me last, didn't you? Yes.
There's a reason. Oh, he's so
He
annoying.
kept me laughing though. It was hilarious.
Are you cooling him down first? Is that what it is? I'm like,
On
yes.
the one hand, I thought it was hilarious, and yeah, it was really funny to see him acting like a baby. On the other hand, I'm like, oh, this is playing into his deep-seated insecurity.
Yup, it is coming out. Lay it out on the table.
He's like, you're just gonna let me die as I suffer and die. No one cares.
I care sideswipe a little bit.
I'm alone.
I love
But
that.
getting to actually hear him be a whiny teenager.
No,
was
it's
amazing.
happening. It was happening in this episode.
Sick and everything hurts.
And I thought it was a particular touch of cruelty to have B be the one with the sore throat.
Yeah.
And of course, Will Friedle wrote the
I was
episode.
gonna say,
I thought it was so
say
funny.
that,
He was like,
but he did it to himself.
He did.
no, he totally did it on purpose. He's like, I don't want to talk in this episode. I'm gonna let everybody else have to do it.
I did like that, like for an episode written by Will Friedle, he essentially wrote Bumblebee out of it.
It was nice.
I kind of thought that was hilarious, and I was like, on the one hand, you know, that saves you the trouble of again, you know, less time in the booth. On the other hand, like that's also very mature, and I wonder if that wasn't like very much a conscious choice on his part.
Right.
Because if you have the character that you play actively in the story, it's probably very tempting to just make it all about them.
Yeah.
I did appreciate that one moment of overblown dramatics that gives them the plan
Oh,
they
yeah.
need.
Yeah.
It feels like all the energon in the base is boiling inside me. Okay.
Okay,
like-
we should do something.
Okay, we should
Stamp
probably
your
go.
SAG card, we're good.
I do want to ask you guys, did you feel like Bulkhead and Grimm needed to fight?
Ooh, well, no, that's just my dream.
Needed? No. Did I appreciate it?
Oh yeah. No, I
This
enjoyed
is
it.
how wreckers communicate.
No, that's exactly how I felt.
They punched each other and now they're friends.
I mean, did you hear how he said, "Oh, you know, we have to figure this out. I know you need to calm down. I can't calm down. Nothing can calm me down. How about punching a vampire Decepticon?" And he's like, "Yeah, that'll work."
Punching in a Sharktacon snout in a single blow. And I'm like, that is some wrecker ASMR.
And
it's
that is
beautiful.
what that is.
Not to mention, and we have to give
Oh, yeah,
we have to
that-
give
all
Raymond
of that.
T on Twitter a shout out. Very much a reference to the original Transformers movie, where a Sharktacon does get punched in the face.
And it's beautiful.
Yep.
I wonder if he did that on purpose or he just wrote it up there just because he thought that sounds correct. And yeah, as a wrecker and a fellow fan wrecker, that it just fit the fact that the two of them don't like they don't see eye to eye, but they're also kind of on the same level.
Yeah.
It was just really nice to see.
Well, Bulkhead has more experience, and I feel like he's got a little more brain power to work with.
Yeah, especially
Just
how
generally speaking.
yeah, because I liked how he kind of handled our people in the park situation.
I mean, it wasn't a terrible excuse, all things considered, but does anybody else feel like we're building up to everybody in Crown City going, we know?
Yeah, we get it. You can stop now. Just stop.
The fan club is half the city at this point because
Yeah.
everyone's like, you know what? Yeah, there are totally giant robots here. We can at least catalog this.
Yeah, at least. And then just going from that of just like, they already have t-shirts. You know,
Yeah.
it's already happening. They just don't see it.
I'm just, like, I was waiting for the scene where after they go back into the woods and it's just the campers, like, looking at each other. I was waiting for somebody to go, as far as excuses go, that one was pretty bad, right?
Yeah, like, I just wanted them to acknowledge it, but then we cut away and I was like, oh.
Just a few more seconds and we would have had somebody going, well, that's
Someone
not
else
the
sitting
worst
there going,
excuse, but it's also not very good.
Someone else sitting there going, that was a new one.
Yeah.
I didn't think to pull out my camera.
Dang it.
Shoot.
Maybe there were some, like, street cams or something they could have got, so.
In the woods.
Well, no, I didn't know if they were on a campground or if they were, like, near somewhere, because it looks like they rolled
Again,
down a mountain.
There's a government agent somewhere looking at a security camera having a heart attack.
Just a little bit.
These bots are going to be the death of me.
Like, they've just briefed the entirety of Crown City. They have a notification network. Like, if you see something, say something. You know? If you see a giant robot, call us. Because we do the cleanup after they're done making terrible excuses. It's
Yep.
fine. It's fine. We got a system in place. It's good. And somewhere in New York, a subway worker is going, I knew it.
I knew it. I also felt bad for our ice cream truck man, though, because his lunch fell on the ground.
Oh.
And I was like, Mom. That sucks.
That's what I'm sorry, but like that's what you get when you leave your car.
Yeah, why would you leave
alarm
the thing on?
Why would you leave that music on? Like, for one, you're attracting children while you're not there. Stop it.
Yeah.
For another, stop it.
Two, I mean, it's basically the equivalent of like leaving your car alarm on.
Yeah.
Only even worse because yeah, you're telling people, hey everyone, come here. There's ice cream, and they go there, and there's no one there to give them ice cream.
Yeah, for an
you're
ice cream.
bad at your job.
For an ice cream truck, the music being on is the open for business sign.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they just leave the music on and run inside to get some fast food. Like, it's not that fast.
Okay, I'm not exactly an expert on how the ice cream truck industry goes.
Evidently,
but if
it's
he's-
hilariously territorial.
Oh,
I
yeah, I
imagine so.
know. It's
But
so great.
I imagine that if it's anything like corporate America, this guy's gonna get a terrible performance review.
Well, that's why Strong Arm was all up in it. He's just like, hello.
Well, and then chasing a guy with a funny antenna topper, like, no funny antenna toppers. What is going on Cybertron?
You can't have any decorations.
Is that like having a tongue piercing? Or are you just not allowed to?
Someone has a bumper sticker and
Oh.
they get carted off to jail.
You're arrested for, what is it? I guess decoration on your car? Like, I wouldn't even know, like, what the actual term for that would be.
Self-vandalism.
I feel like we're
Defacing
approaching
your own property.
There you go.
we're approaching like Judge Dredd levels of everything is horrifyingly regulated.
I mean, can't you see Cybertronian vehicles, especially with, we know there's some shady stuff going on.
Okay.
Can't you just see some Cybertronian, like, patroller Decepticons going, I am the law?
Oh my
Well,
God. I want it so bad.
Sideswipe is a hooligan, and he's got designs painted on him. Like,
I mean, but that
has to
makes
be
sense.
like rebelling against the man.
Yeah, I would assume so. Or he just
You
really
just have
likes
like
it.
my other chassis is the TARDIS or
Or
something.
he's a giant weeb.
I will take that into canon forever for my life. That he's
Given
just a
that
giant weeb.
Given that in most canons that's usually drift, I will accept that being
I will.
Sideswipe.
Yeah,
for you.
that's totally fine. Renji in the chat says personal license plates? Question mark?
Or prowl.
Okay. But yeah, the personal license plates. How do we feel about this?
you have to have certain particular, like only certain bots are allowed to have personalized license plates.
Yeah, like
It's
can the
very
primes have that?
highly
How does that work?
regulated.
This sounds more and more dystopian the more we
Aw,
talk
Phil.
about it.
And the more we talk about it, the more we go into Judge Dredd, but with cars.
Speaking of, again, it was kind of a throwaway comment, but it's why Bulkhead is here. Bulkhead said, Optimus said to meet me here. I guess I'll just stick around till he shows up, as long as that's not an issue, B. It's not an issue, B.
What's
Cool,
going
Bulkhead.
down?
What is
What's going
happening?
down? We still don't have Drift back yet.
Yeah, that's what I
I'm
was
wondering
waiting for.
if he's gonna come back at all this season. I would hope so.
I'm
Yeah.
just kind of thinking, like, while everybody is, like, bonding on Earth, like, Drift is having some crazy Mission Impossible-esque sort of, like, they're all like, oh, man, I'm so glad we're all back at the scrapyard, and Drift is like, there's an alarm going off and explosions happening,
And he's,
he
like,
has to run
running.
off the building, and they're all just like, yep, friendship's pretty great.
Just Drift's just suffering, just like, God, it's just like oil spilling everywhere, and you're just like, oh my God, what's happening?
I really,
Optimus is
really
knocked
want
out.
when they come back, like flashbacks. Even
yeah.
just kind of a sizzle reel of this is what we were doing. But I'm sure it's going to be like, that's a story for another day. And that other day will never come because we have 3 episodes left.
I was gonna say, I'm like, we have to have at least just one episode to see what in the world is Optimus Prime and Drift up to.
Give us a movie.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Just give us a movie.
I'll take that. That
An
sounds
actual Transformers movie, not this Bay stuff that's been going on.
Okay.
Now, did I...
Just give us a movie.
Total segue. Did I hear correctly that Michael Bay is going to be producing a Dora the Explorer movie?
Yes.
You heard that correctly.
Yes, that is
and I don't
correct.
understand my life.
That
Yeah.
wasn't
No,
a thing
that-
I made up in like a weird
Nope.
psychosis.
Nope, that is true. It is
That-
happening.
If it's trending on Twitter, then it's true.
I mean, it's definitely news right now.
Anyway, sorry, that was a segue. I just had to know if it was real.
Oh yeah, that is happening.
Okay.
Sad but true.
Yeah. But
Oh my god.
But I do have to say that this plan that Grimlock and Bulkhead put together was pretty frickin' sweet.
Yeah.
I love that they still had the decoy energon.
I completely forgot about that until he brought it up. I thought
Like,
that Grimlock really
Way
messed
to bring
up.
it back around.
I
Yeah.
was
a
really
little
sad.
bit of it was real, and then
Everything
the
else
rest
was
of it
fake.
was just like blue cues. I'm like, Cybertronian artillery really isn't that great if it didn't manage to. I've built props that are less hardy than that, and I'm not a very good
was-
prop builder.
It was great. They made it look like Bulkhead wasn't in on the situation and like that they were still scuffling and then
Yeah.
they lured her into a place where she couldn't fly
Fly.
away and then they blocked her exit. It was awesome.
No, so good.
I love that, like, you'd be a terrible spy. Well, I got you someplace you couldn't fly, and God bless her, she just kind of stops, looks around, tries it anyway, fails miserably.
Oh,
like,
no!
Oh my God, someone get her a Snicker. She's not herself when she's hungry.
Yeah, clearly.
She's clearly delirious because she
Oh, why,
needs
thank you.
energon
She's
to
starving.
live.
And you said she's hilarious, and I remember Strong Arm was like, "Oh, wait, thank you."
you.
So when you said that, I was like, "Oh, thanks."
It is constant.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah.
I feel like this is one of those plans that only worked because she was
Oh, yeah.
delirious.
Oh,
Well,
poor thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. But that doesn't mean it wasn't any less clever. Like, yeah, she probably would have been able to see through it had she been functioning at 100%. But if she was functioning at 100%, she wouldn't have had to go for that energon anyway.
Exactly.
And like, not to mention, for all of my joking, I was calling these two the brain trust and like the think tank. But like,
I mean,
they
they kind of
did
are.
come up
They
with
did.
a good plan.
I was very proud.
Something stopped clock.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I loved it so much.
I just want more Wrecker ASMR.
Oh.
I really do. Like, tell
yeah.
me what makes you happy in Kevin Michael Richardson's voice. Like, can we have this?
Oh, I loved it. Beast War fan said Grimlock standing in front of the bright blue light. There's no energon here. Oh, I love that line so much, and he's just like so proud of me. He's like, don't look behind me.
Kari Payton just makes Grimlock
Oh,
so
God.
adorably endearing.
Makes me
Yeah.
so
Like,
happy.
I feel like they're there are, like, some other performers would make him really annoying in this, like, oh, if only I hadn't rushed into things. But when Kari Payton's delivering those lines, and he's like, oh, if only I hadn't rushed in, like, I could have been here to help. You're like, oh, poor Grim.
Yeah.
Because he believes it, because he's in earnest, and because being dumb isn't his only personality trait.
Yes.
Like, when you have, oh, he's the dumb one, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's a problem. But Grimm is so much more than that. And he brings that out in his performance.
Yeah, and I love the fact that he is still very confident in himself with certain things. Like when Bulkhead talks about his tail, and he's like, hey, don't even try to even pull my tail into this. It's amazing.
Don't talk smack, it smacks back.
Exactly. Like, that line was perfect.
That was actually a really good line.
It was my favorite line of this entire
one.
one.
There were a lot of really good lines
There
in
was.
this one.
Yeah.
Well done, Will. Well done.
Yeah.
I really did appreciate. She's hilarious.
I thank you. It was just adorable.
Like,
I
you
loved
have
it.
to do it with just the head tilt. Like, thank you.
I'm doing cartwheels.
Yeah.
Am I not doing cartwheels?
I was like, oh. Beast War fan also brought up a really cool thing. Bulkhead still has his vehicle mode from Prime in this one, which I was like, I didn't notice that until you brought it up. Nice.
Well, I mean, if you don't need another vehicle mode, why go through the bother of scanning them?
Yeah.
Megatron's vehicle mode for the entirety of it was still Cybertronian plane with half his head sticking out the top.
True.
Which is the best and worst design I think I've ever seen. Like, I love it so much, but it's so silly.
Yeah.
Like, he's intimidating, but it's so silly.
just like,
It's just a little head.
What's up? I'm just hanging out, gonna run you over.
Hey, guys, what's going on in this dogfight?
I will say I love that Bulkhead is back. I absolutely do. But I'm really wondering, I'm like, what plan does Optimus have right now? And also,
And where's RC?
where's RC?
Yeah, where's RC?
But more relevant to this one, it's interesting that Bulkhead was the choice for this episode, because I'm looking at it and was like, if Ratchet had been there, that problem wouldn't have
That
happened.
was the first thing I thought of. I was like, oh, they're getting sick. Ratchet's probably, Bulkhead. All right.
Yeah, you could just like have the I'm sure that I would have to rewatch it, but I'm sure at one point like there's this look in his eye that's like, I'm not trained for this.
I can't help
Medic!
you.
Just this moment of, oh boy.
Yeah, just straight up, just like, oh no.
This is a
We
thinking
needed that.
situation. I'm not good at those.
Probably should have listened to Grandpa Ratchet a little bit more.
I mean, there was that one time where he was like channeling all of the intelligence like that was coursing through him, but like
But it was also literally erasing his brain.
yeah, I was like, a little bit of
Not a good thing.
but also
great.
maybe he could have retained a little bit of it. But yeah. Do I need to put what? Do I need to put my mouth plate up?
Yeah, it's just like, we've already inhaled it. Now seal your faceplates. Like, how is this not your first instinct?
Come on, B.
Bless you all.
But I do.
Part of me is like, how did you survive a war? And the other part of me is like, well, one, you haven't been at war for a while, and two, you did get your throat ripped out at one point.
oh, poor baby.
Sorry, children. Tar 22D JD. I wanted more Prime references from B and Bulkhead, like talking briefly about war stories. I'm like, I wish we did, but we definitely didn't have time. One, because poor B couldn't
were
really
dying.
talk, and they were dying and sick.
It was one of those things where had he been at 100% and not just poisoned, then yeah, because like I definitely imagine any time B meeting up with his old crew being like when they ran into Ratchet, you know, his face would light up and be like, oh my gosh, it's so good
people.
It's so good to see you. And here he's like, I'd shake your hand, but I can't stand it.
I shake your hand, but I'm dying slowly. And it's just, again, this felt a lot like words.
You can do it. I believe in you.
It felt like it's one of those, I feel like we need to have high stakes consequences, so we put in high stakes consequences, and we didn't. Really?
Nah.
I mean,
we almost
especially
did.
Just the way it was delivered, it was a lot more played for laughs. Like, they could all die. Yeah, but this is all really, really funny. And even at the end, like, we would have completely melted if it wasn't for you. It doesn't feel like there were consequences. Yeah, we would have died in a horrifying manner.
I think because we're not.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. I guess because it's not Prime. In our heads, we're like, there has to be a light ending, right?
But soundwave level consequences felt felt like Soundwave
No,
level
true.
consequences.
True.
It really didn't feel like that this episode. Like,
No.
these are horrifying consequences, but that's not the focus. So it feels a little like we need to have them, so here they are, but that's not what we're about.
That's because
Okay.
you haven't seen the director's cut.
Oh! Yeah, definitely. Oh, God. Bring tissues and a blankie for me, because I'm going to need it. Oh,
the
God.
director's kind of just like Z Nation style hallucinations where it's just melting.
Oh god.
Oh, no. Wilfred, don't you dare.
yeah, they're like, Will, why did you kill off your own character? I'm very confused by this ending. I just wanted to throw a twist in there that no one would see coming.
He doesn't even explain that. He just goes, twist! Just like super crazy. We're like, all right, well,
I mean, it
no
is
more
right
watching
before
horror movies for you.
Halloween. We're getting in the spirit of the season. Like, no, Will, take it back. Write another draft.
I could just
It'll be
watch Will with
fine.
like he turns in his script or whatever his pitch for this episode. And they're like, this is a little dark, and he's like, no, it's not. Like with like a cape or something. He's like, tone it down, Will.
I am the knight.
Yeah, I am vengeance.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, Terry's not here, buddy. Bring it back.
because my mind immediately goes to the horror movie scenario. They start melting, and it's that horrible ending, and then they wake up, and they're like, oh man, it was just a dream. And then they look into the mirror, and their face is melting, but then they look away, and like it cuts to black, and you're like, was it real?
Was
We
it
don't
not?
know.
Yeah.
And then next episode, they don't mention it at all.
And we just pretend like it never happened, and you're just like, oh, I need answers.
Did we just negative continuity up in here? That's a first.
It was all a dream, or was it?
But seriously, it was all happening in their minds. Or was it? Like
The Event Horizon
Full on
ending.
Twilight Zone.
exactly. But yeah, I could totally see Will Friedle running around and trying to be like with his like Batman Beyond shirt, and just being like, "I am vengeance. I am the night." Will, this is for children. Stop. So was that show? No.
Not like
That. Just a little bit. No. Think of chibi Batman. Bring it back. Bring it down.
Batman Beyond was so good.
Oh my god.
it
yeah.
was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also dark.
I was gonna say,
No.
man, that show pulled
Super
no
dark.
punches.
That was definitely for 14-year-olds and up.
Complete segue though. Death also kind of had no consequences in that show, because there was a guy that got hit by a train who came back in a later episode. I'm like, how did you survive? Pretty sure you were dead.
Batman
But
Beyond
we
science.
can't.
It is the future.
They kept true to the Mr. Freeze thing, where you can't make a Mr. Freeze episode without leaving us just dying.
Yeah, my heart is on the
know,
floor
right?
and stabbed and stomped on. Like, that's how my heart is after
God.
every Mr. Freeze episode.
It's like tradition. And we're like, okay, like, oh god, I forgot this is what tradition was. Other show.
Sorry.
I didn't
I'm
mean
not.
to get us off
I
track.
mean, no, that was fantastic. Let's see. Oh, Renji says we all need RC and smokescreen to appear.
Yeah.
Melting.
Taryn says melting. I see amalgamates. Yep, nope, yep. There we go. Hit my Undertale buttons.
Oh, God.
You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?
oh,
Happy
Lord.
Halloween, everybody.
No, speaking of, Beast Wars fans asking, is there a Halloween special? Question mark.
I would watch the heck out of one.
What
for
we
sure.
just described was the Halloween.
I mean, yeah, you got it technically.
I mean,
AfterBuzz
there you
TV
go.
exclusive, right here.
Our audio
Specials.
fan fiction alternate universe. Where
That's all I'll be doing tonight. It's just like and listening to the podcast.
and then
right
all
out
of their
there.
and then all of their faces melted.
But it was also a dream.
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
Yeah. Woohoo! I did that. But yeah, no, I
Just this moment of, is this really what we want under it? Yeah, let's go with it.
Beware her power.
no, it's fine. But it would be nice if we do get an actual Halloween special of seeing them try to deal with trick or treating. I would be totally fine with that.
I don't think. Yeah, I mean, like
I think we got it. We technically got one last season.
We had a
Yeah.
ghost town episode,
We did.
and
Yeah,
that
we
was
did.
one of my favorites.
That was
was a good
awesome.
one.
That was a really
But
good one.
yeah, I could totally see them doing a Halloween episode where like they're taking Russell around trick or treating and him going like, "I'm too old to
Yep,
be doing
that was the
this."
first thing I thought of. And they're
Um,
like, no, but it's so much fun.
Which BTW, I actually think that like probably the best bit of animation in this episode was just at the very beginning when you see Russell's face when the bat is
Yes!
diving down towards him. I was like,
Whoa,
wow,
details.
so good looking.
Yeah. And then when it came back from commercial and you got to see it one more time, I was like, man, this is great.
Yeah.
It was
And I
really
just
good.
love the, I'm talking to metal ducks, I'm gonna die.
That was a quick transition. That was a
Yeah.
quick
And I
turnaround.
realized the joke is like, metal ducks, but it's also like, no, I'm gonna die.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Somebody, is that Renji in the chat? Says Cybertronian
Frankenstein would be interesting to see.
I'm not sure if that's a reference to a Transformer, but yeah, a Frankenstein. We kind of had that when, like, Sideswipe got decapitated.
I mean, we had some full-on Jan in the pan there. We had some full-on Jan in the pan there. I mean, that's not...
We didn't really ever describe it as he got decapitated,
But technically that's what happened.
He got decapitated.
He really did get
Oh, I need to watch that
decapitated. Like,
episode
was
again. Oh my god, that was
something
amazing.
shock, something... I don't remember that guy's name. He was horrifying,
Oh,
though.
it was awful. No, the episode was great,
The
but like
murder stuff,
the murder
right?
stuff was awful. Oh my gosh.
Good times.
Yeah, no, I need
We
that.
had some really creepy episodes of this show.
No,
earlier
and
on. let's be real.
It's awesome though. I really like that they can kind of go dark, even though most kids probably don't even really think about it that way.
For the most part, like, this show is very lighthearted, but there are a few things where you start to peel back the layers a little bit and you're like, oh.
Yes, aka
No.
Steeljaw.
My adult
Period.
understanding puts this in a completely different context, and my goodness, is that dark.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
again,
for kids.
AKA Steeljaw. Like the entire season is just like, whoa,
Steeljaw.
whoa,
Just
guys,
Steeljaw.
enough.
Again, I look at Steeljaw and I'm like, who hurt you, Steeljaw?
No, seriously.
Why do you feel like you need to have control of something to have control of your own life?
The world is a mess, and I just need to rule it.
all the time? I
I
just want to
feel
watch it
like-
burn, but also rule it at the same
I
time.
feel like he's
Vertebrae.
really...
Thank you, Tar.
That was it.
Was that him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really feel
I need to
like
watch that episode again.
Steeljaw is just projecting because he feels like his life is out of control, so he feels the need to control others, including his little Decepticon gang and the planet Earth.
And that was Megan with Transformer therapy.
Transformer
Also,
psychology.
We're out of stasis pods, and we
Yeah.
still have that guy running around.
Oh, that's an excellent point.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. I'm really glad that you brought that up because what are we supposed to do about that?
Since they have an operational ground bridge back up, thank goodness. Cybertron, you want to just send
us some
down
stasis
I
pods?
mean, we're not going to send you any of our guys in stasis because that's just a revolving door. But if you want to send down some stasis pods, that would be super.
great.
But they're
Yeah.
gonna have to get supplies
Super.
from like the Rebellion or something because obviously someone on Cybertron wants them super dead.
Yeah.
Which is why, guys, we're not going to send you any prisoners until you prove you're responsible enough to not let them out to try to murder us.
Where are you keeping
You don't get a
them?
pet until you show me that you are responsible with this pet. If you can take care of it.
If you can take care of it, then we'll talk.
And not
Maybe
let it-
you can start with a goldfish, and we'll work our
and
way
we'll work
up.
our way up
They
before you
have-
start causing mayhem all over the place.
They have better prisoner security in a human scrapyard than they do in Cybertronian prison.
I mean, that's probably on purpose.
That's what happens when you have corrupt council members, probably.
Now that I've completely ruined all y'all's audio levels,
Wouldn't it be funny?
someone's listening with headphones and just tore them off and went, ah!
We've been theorizing about a corrupt council or like a group of Decepticons.
No, I think it's the
or-
entire planet.
I think it'd be really, just to throw some more spaghetti at the wall, I think it'd be really funny if it was just one bot named like Jerry or like
Who's the
Always
master?
Jerry.
Oh, see, mine is always Trevor, so.
Gerald. It was
Bob.
Gerald the Decepticon.
Oh my gosh. Gerald's at it again. He told you to stop it. I can't.
Kevin.
And Gerald's just like, I am an agent of chaos.
As he pulls up his glass, he's like, "You can't mess with me anymore."
It's one extremely disgruntled mini-con.
I would
Gerald
love
the
Who for some
Minicon.
reason
Gerald the
is
Minicon.
still keeping his fellow Minicon subjugated? Question mark?
No, because he is
They're
superior.
They're still second-class citizens.
No, he's
They're
like,
it's the Mewtwo mentality from Pokemon
Yes.
the first movie.
Yeah.
They're complicit in the subjugation of all Minicons, so they're the enemy.
yeah, and I am superior, period. And I should be ruling everything.
It's secretly Nathan Prime.
I feel like we've made that prediction before.
I'm okay with this.
Okay, but if it actually is, I'm gonna lose my noise. I'm sure. I am
was me
sure.
all
it's-
along.
I know, just like takes off like. like, mask, it's me. Oh, what?
We knew because you were tiny and hovering.
It's also not even a mask. He's just wearing a mustache.
And
mustache.
the
Russell
frames
and
and the frames and the
He
mustache.
really just stole one of their like discount disguises.
Oh my god! I wanted to be how like Fix-It wears a fedora and that's just everything's fine.
A fedora and a literal trench
Tiny
coat.
trench coat.
Yeah.
Like
you're
the
just like,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, yeah, because you can't tell that you're made out of metal because you're wearing a hat. What?
And then he puts on the coat and the hat, and everyone's like, "Where did he go?"
Who are you?
It's
Where
a
have you gone?
literal hat of disguise.
Oh my god.
Pull that straight out of a D&D handbook.
I mean, yes.
How did he slip past us?
Ugh.
We'll never know.
I feel like I'm playing Munchkin. Like, this is
Again,
so
it's
silly.
like everyone in town is in on this, and they're just like, it's the little guy. He's out and about. Yes, he's wearing the disguise. It's so cute.
Oh.
Shh. Don't. Keep your
And
voice
someone's
down.
like
Don't
solely,
ruin it.
someone like
It's
solely
street
Snapchatting.
theater. It's street theater. Stop it. Stop it.
Facebook Live.
I know.
At least be surreptitious. I don't know what that word means. Oh my god.
Turn off your flash, you idiot.
I know. Can you imagine?
Joe, can you not? You get the best pictures out of all of us, but I swear to God, if you whip out the DSLR lens again,
Can you imagine? Hold on, guys. I'm setting up my tripod. Hold on. Like,
and they're gone.
yeah, dang it. Need this for my portfolio, guys.
We need to have another workshop on being covert, taking covert pictures. Jill, can you put that on the calendar?
Cyberwolf says, I love, yeah. Tarn says, anime rules. Skimpy masks will disguise you from close friends and family. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, that's superhero rules.
No,
That is
tuxedo mask.
literally
Tuxedo
as
mask
well.
is technically a skimpy mask and a hat.
That's
one
literally
knows
the
who I
one
am.
thing that the Green Lantern movie did right.
True.
Was the whole, what, you think I don't recognize you because I can't see your cheekbones?
Yeah.
Like, you did one thing
Yeah, it
right,
still
and
took
it
her
was-
way longer than it should have.
Yeah, it took her the whole 2 hours. Just ask Team Rocket. Yeah.
And then at the very end, it's just like, looks like Gerald's blasting off again.
Gerald,
Bye,
get out.
Gerald.
You're done. No more of these.
So,
have a meeting later.
I think that was predictions.
Yes. Yes.
That's about as predictions as we're gonna get, because
Your AfterBuzz TV
you
predictions.
Yeah.
that
play
was it.
Cybertronian Judge Dredd just comes down and is like, I am the law.
The law.
Yeah, like full Stallone. Like, not this new one. The Stallone version.
Hey.
Nothing
Let's
wrong with
not,
Keith
let's not.
Urban.
Whoa.
Carl Urban.
Whoa. Oh, I thought it was Keith Urban also.
Oh my God, really?
Sorry. No, I liked.
Oh no, I can tell my
loved-
robots apart. I can't tell my Keiths apart.
Yeah, but no, I loved Carl Urban. I think he was amazing in Judge Dredd, but also Stallone just has a weird part. I named my dog Rocky. That's all I'm gonna say. He has a weird part of my heart.
Well, I was
Stallone is
going like
fun.
full on
Whoa.
comics Judge Dredd, which is
I-
like the movie is the light version.
I'm just saying that like my bias completely comes from a 100% attraction
To Carl Urban? Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah,
You're
you
so
tell him-
handsome.
You
You
tell
tell
him you
him you're the
laid
law.
down the law.
You do it. You do it. Oh, I felt things. Anyway, what were we
As you
talking
stand there adjusting your wedding ring.
about? I was like,
This is a kid show. This is a kid show.
Sorry, my
Let's dial
love.
it back. Let's dial it
We
back.
talked about faces melting earlier.
I never said we were good people.
Okay. All right.
Sorry,
you know
kids.
What? I'm gonna call it. We got 3 episodes left. It's gonna be nuts. I have no idea where we're going from here because we have a lot of plot threads that need to be put together and tied up in a nice, neat little bow, and I don't think we're gonna get there. I think we're gonna have something of a rubber band ball where it kind of makes sense as a unit, but the more you start taking it apart, the more things start to break. So
I mean, I hate to say it, but that is kind of what happens when... I don't know if they knew they were only getting 4 seasons, but when you get unexpectedly canceled, yeah, there are going to be some loose threads, and
Yeah.
that sucks, and I don't care for it.
I feel again. This is why I keep asking for a movie because I feel like we have so much here, and I don't think we can finish it in 66 minutes with commercials.
I agree.
And
It's possible that it's being covered in the comics. It's possible the comic is still going on. It's been a while.
It
I
has
canceled my poll list a couple years ago.
I was like, I have not been following. I will be honest with that. And then I'm like, I don't know what's happening
so
right now.
I'll have to see. I'll have to get a Comixology account and see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, that might make life interesting. Who knows? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll just have to see where this goes here. I don't think we have predictions aside from the wonderful throwing things at the wall that we've been doing.
It's my
for
favorite
the
part of the
past
time, throwing
10 minutes.
I do love throwing things at the wall.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
It's pretty wild. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us. It's been a trip. I would say happy Halloween, but our next episode is on Halloween. So we're gonna
Which
be all
is
dressed
gonna be
up.
fun. So we're just all gonna be in boxes and be robots.
Sure, that's fine.
You're asking me to put effort into a costume.
Yeah, how dare you?
I mean, I could.
Listen.
I could whip out my Lady Megatron outfit again.
Hey!
That's what I'm wearing next week. Okay, decision made.
Okay.
I got
I'm
rid
definitely.
of my Optimus Prom dress. I'm gonna need to figure out something else.
I'm probably still gonna just be what my actual Halloween costume is,
Yeah.
which is Roxanne from Goofy Movie. So.
Girl.
Yeah.
That's gonna be adorable.
So look forward to that.
Yay.
Alexis, where can the people find you?
You guys can find me telling Bulkhead how to fix his left hook at atorres890. Also, if you didn't notice how awesome the shirt is that Katie did on her thing, I don't know, is it still
TeePublic, yes.
Still in TeePublic?
Yep.
Yeah, you guys should check it out. It has all of us on there. It's fantastic. Go check it out. I will find the link and I will share it.
I'm Megan. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at The Menguin. That's TheMenguin. I am also on a bunch of shows here at AfterBuzz. I write articles for The Movie Chick. That's Chick with 2Ks. Last night, I was on an episode of The Scare Guys for Popcorn Talk. I was recently on the Something Something podcast to talk about vampires.
Ooh.
And I do the voice of Margot Lane on the Shadow Radio Recreation.
And I'm Katie Cullen. You can follow me all over the social medias and on YouTube and Twitch at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. That is also what you search on tpublic.com if you want to find that t-shirt shop. There's a lot of AfterBuzz jokes, a lot of Voltron, and a lot of D&D because that is my life right now. All of my shows are back in full swing. Most of them are weekdays at 7 p.m. Tomorrow it's Ruby. Day after that it is Rebels.
Oh, gosh.
All the fun stuff.
Yep.
So tune in. Life is super great. Watch those shows. It's going to be all sorts of fun. Yes.
Oh, I also forgot. Usually Lethal Weapon is after the show. Because of the World Series, we do not have a show today. So if you're looking
good
for
to
it,
know.
yeah, I totally forgot. If you are looking for it, we will be back next week. Thank you,
right,
Katie,
all right.
for saying AfterBuzz shows, because I was like, oh, God.
Go Dodgers.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Energon.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.